Today we're going to talk about individual patterns with Fabric Cafe. We're always talking about books, but did you know that we have individual patterns that make a lap quilt, and that each time you buy a kit, you get one free pattern of your choice? Keep watching. Hi, it's Donna Robertson with Fabric Cafe. Today we're going to be talking about more of our individual patterns. And the lap quilts that we show you today have complete instructions in one of our individual patterns. The patterns give you all of the information you need for making the quilt from start to finish, including any diagrams that you might need. So let's talk about this first quilt that we have here. This one is called 4 Square. This one is a great quilt that I put together, and it is actually strip pieced for your blocks. So you can make your blocks in a strip pieced method, and then you put your strips together, and it comes out pretty quickly. You're not sewing a bunch of little blocks together. You're actually strip piecing. So let's put that one up here on the table, and let's show you what we've got for you. Now, each and every one of our individual patterns that we show you today are not available in any book. So a lot of times we will have, like this particular one says Attraction, and it has book 5 with the pattern number on the end. Then if you go to the bottom of the page, is right here, and it will tell you the name of the book. Easy peasy. But then when you are looking at this sheet, you can see that here's one that's grayed out. It has the pattern number, but it does not have a book number. That means the grayed out ones are all individual patterns, only available in the individual sizes, and only have the instructions for the lap size quilt. The books give you the multiple sizes. If you are interested in getting a book free, you can get 3 kits and get a book free. If you're buying one of our kits, then you will get 1 pattern free. And any of our patterns work with any of our kits. All right, the first kit that we're going to show you today, this one is called Sunshine Meadows. I really like this kit. I think it's really sweet the way the yellow and green coordinates perfectly with the yellow and green in here. And these are little butterflies. And then you've got the additional green for your number 3 fabric. Now, if you're watching for the first time, your rule of thumb is largest print in your focus section, which is fabric number 1. Then you compare these two, and you will put the light in number 2 and the dark in number 3. And then the pattern will tell you how to cut those 3 fabrics. This kit number is 8021057. Sunshine Meadows is the name of the kit. It is using the 4 Square pattern, and this would be such a pretty fresh springtime look for your decor. All right. The next one that we have for you is a last chance. There are only 3 of these remaining, but this is a great pattern for using these little prints like we had in the other one, and in this, because you have a small block, these little small prints really do show up well in the design. So you have your fabric 1 is your focus fabric, your fabric 2 is your light of the 2 remaining, and the fabric 3 is your dark. And this is just as cute as it can be, too. It would make another great springtime quilt. There are only 3 remaining on this. It's 8021056, Pretty Pastels 2. Whenever you see a 2 on there, it simply means we've substituted one of these fabrics for the original kit. So 4 Square is your pattern. It's a last chance, and it's only available in the individual pattern. Okay, this one is called Strip Happy. And when I designed this one, I had a lot of fun doing it too, because I had an objective in mind. I wanted to give a pattern that was strip pieced, but it had a little bit more movement in it, so you can see how the blocks kind of shift on here. So whenever you do your strip piecing, you're going to do fabric 3, 2, and 1 and make a unit with those three. So the number 3 is up on top, the number 1 is on the bottom in the way that we're cutting it. And then we're going to cut these units. So we're going to do pieces and parts. So let's put that up here and I'll show you how it works. Okay, the pattern, first of all, has all of your diagrams for how you're going to do your strip piecing. Remember I said you put number 3 on top and then number 2 and then number 1. So you cut big pieces of fabric and you will strip those and you'll get a big strip like this. I'll hold that up for you to see. So then you're going to cut units off of that. And here we have it cut into units. And those units, again, fabric 3, fabric 2, and fabric 1. So if we were to go over here, I'm going to start in the middle of the, well, I guess I could start right here. Here's the way it's going to fit on your quilt. So you have your fabric 3, your fabric 2, and your fabric 1. Then you use that same piece, but it's going to shift down. So here we have 3, 2, and 1 here. But what we do is we just add another piece on top of that. So this would be your number 1 that gets added to the top of this, and it ends down on the bottom with this one. The same strip is used in your second row, but it shifts to the top, and when you get to the bottom, you're going to be adding a unit like this. So that's when you get all the way to the bottom of the quilt. So it's a fun way to strip piece. It is stepped out absolutely, and you can see it here in your assembly instructions. So this one is called Strip Happy, and the fabric that we're recommending for this one is the ladybugs. I think this is really a cute one. So these great little ladybugs, very colorful with that aqua in the background. And then for our number 2, we have the little bits and pieces of color in here with strawberries and little apples, and you can just see the ladybugs crawling around in the garden. We always release ladybugs every year on our tomatoes, so they make sure they eat all those bad bugs. Then we've got our third fabric down here, and it's the ladybug spots. This one is called Little Ladybugs. The code number is 8021055. Strip Happy is your pattern, and that's available only as an individual. It's not available in a book. The next one that we have to show you is also Strip Happy. It gives you an opportunity to see how the different quilts look in different fabrics. So I don't have this exact fabric available, but let's put that up here, and we have another patriotic to share with you. This one is called Fireworks, and again, we have our number 1 fabric as our large print. That's going to go in your largest section of your strip piecing. Then you have your 2 remaining fabrics. The red star will be your number 3. And then, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's right. Number 3, the blue is your number 3 here. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. And we have 1, 2, and 3. Last time I checked, I could still count. But 8020477 is your kit number. Fireworks is the name, and Strip Happy is your pattern. Now, another one that we really have had a lot of people comment on how cool it is the Snowball pattern. And this particular one, when you make a snowball, you have a square of this fabric, and then you sew triangles on the corner of that. When you cut the corners off of this, you put them aside, and the pattern tells you to save those triangles that you've used half here, and you'll put those out here on the border, and then that will increase the size, the width of your fabric by about 3 inches. So let's put that up there. I do not have that fabric available, but I do have another great set here. All right, this one is called Floral Elegance. And Floral Elegance I like the way this one goes together. So you have a little pattern in the flower, and then we've picked up a little pattern down here to mimic that. So this one is your focus fabric. It's going to go in your number 1 spot where you have your where you're making your snowballs. And then we've got this great, and this has a little bit of metallic. This is going to go in your number 2 spot, which is your second block. And then here's the little patterned fabric that we were talking about. This is your number 3 fabric. It's going to be your triangles and your borders. So this one is a very sweet quilt. And it is 8021054, Floral Elegance. And Snowball is your pattern, only available as an individual. Now keep in mind when you're going through and picking the pattern that you want for your quilt fabrics, that you can use any one of my patterns with any of the kits. So that means if you wanted to buy 3 kits and get a book and use entirely different patterns, you can do that because every one of my patterns will work with just 3 1-yard cuts. And it makes it really, really simple. Okay, this one is another one. It's a last chance. There's only one of these remaining. And who doesn't love dragonflies? And I believe dragonflies are supposed to bring luck. Oh, I think that's right. Yeah, I think it's supposed to bring luck. But in this case, it makes dragonfly lots of luck because a bunch of them have flown to their new homes. We only have one left of this one. So this would go in your snowball. And then your green, I love that, the way that green picks up, will be your number 2. And then in your triangles is your little swirly teal that coordinates. So here we have 8021053, Flying Along. Snowball is your pattern, and it is a last chance. There's only one of these remaining. Now we're going to do something a little different. We have this fabric on order. It has not arrived yet. It should be here in 2 to 3 weeks, we're hoping. And we've made up the pattern called Old Glory. This is an individual pattern. It's been very, very popular. And this is a brand new moda. It is on its way. I was able to get sample fabric so I could make the quilt up for you to see. So we have a special way. If you are interested in this particular kit, you can get a notification when the fabrics arrive. You just go to our website. You'll search for the kit number or name. And let me show you that. This one is 8021052. So you can search on that. You can also search on Old Glory because that would bring up everything that uses the Old Glory pattern. So you search on the name or the kit number. You click the email me when it comes in button, and you'll get an email as soon as it comes in. So you'll be the first one to know that the fabric is here. All right. So I can't show you the fabric. I'm actually looking for the fabric. I can't show you the fabric because I don't have it yet. But here is your number 1 fabric was the red. Number 2 is the white. And number 3 is the blue. And I love the way it shows off that friendship star, putting that white, that red and white on top of the blue. I love this pattern. It's been very, very popular. It is an individual pattern. And the number is 8021052. Stars and Stripes Forever. Old Glory is your pattern. And Old Glory is not available in any book. Okay, the next one, this one is called Tumbling Triangles. I've always liked this pattern. It's fun to look at, and if you'll look at it, you can see so many things going on. Here's kind of a square going like so. Can you see that? And it just has a lot of movement in it. I really like it. I love using large prints in the border. It's a great pattern called Tumbling Triangles, and let's put that up here. And the whole thing is made with triangles. It's pretty cool. Now, we do not have the quilt fabric, but we always like to show you those kits. And this is our This is the fabric we've chosen here. So when you're looking at this, normally you would put your largest print in the number 1, because another wonderful thing about the 3-yard quilts is you can put any fabric in any position as long as you cut everything I tell you to cut out of that position. So for this, so that we could put the large print out in the border, we made our largest print our number 3 fabric. So here you have your number 1 fabric. It's going to go here in the purple section. Your number 2 fabric is going to be where that beige is. And then, as I said, the number 3 is your border and your binding. So this one is going to be gorgeous. 8020527 Violet Blooms. Tumbling Triangle is the name of the pattern, and it's only available as an individual. All right, and last but not least, we have one more of our last chance. This one is called So Charming, and we recommend it for the same design, the tumbling triangles. This would be your number 1. It's going to go in your purple. Your number 2 is the little checkerboard. It's going to go in your beige. And your number 3 will go in your border and have all of those cute little sewing threads and the little thread bobbins and what do they call it, embroidery. So that one's really cool. Okay, this one is called So Charming. So Charming is 8021051. So Charming. Tumbling Triangles is your pattern. It is the last chance. There are only 2 of these remaining. So we've covered more of this. We've had 2 shows on our individual patterns because we do have several patterns that are not available in a book, but you get one free with every one of the quilts that you purchase. Or, like I said, you can skip taking the little patterns and you can go for a book instead. Now, we do have 9 different books in print. Well, we have 6 books in print. We have 3 that are download only. So if you are interested in getting a book instead of the little patterns, then you can just request, pick the book deal, and then go down to the comments section and put the name of the book that you want to choose. So this is Donna Robertson. We hope you've enjoyed seeing all of our individual patterns and know the sizing that you can make with those. And we appreciate your joining us, and we hope that you'll just click on that little button below where it says subscribe. And then when the little bell comes up, you just click on that so that you'll get notification every time we post a new video. Have a great day.